Discord's Secret Daughter Chapter 4 The Royal Wedding. Only one day had passed since the coronation of River Knight that her father had made his proposal to her mother. She is happy for her parents. That morning every pony sits and eats breakfast. Even Twilight stayed overnight. What a party it was yesterday, said Discord. Yes, that was, said River Knight. Have you decided when we're going to have the wedding? Twilight asked. Both Luna and Discord looked at each other and realized they hadn't even talked much about it. In fact, we haven't talked much about it, said Discord. You will have not a lot of time to spend, said Celestia. I can help fix the parties for celebrating Discord before his wedding with some guy friends, said Discord. Discord just looked at Spike. What are you thinking of then? Said Discord. I don't know exactly yet, but I will probably come up with something, said Spike. What shall you do for during the day? Asked Twilight. I will visit the city, said River Knight. Celestia and I will be busy with our duties, said Luna. I will visit Fluttershy for tea, said Discord. I will probably stay another day in Camelot for relaxing, said Twilight. Every pony smiles and continues to enjoy the breakfast. After breakfast, Luna and Celestia began their duties, while Twilight went to the castle library to read. Meanwhile, River Knight visited the city and was greeted by every pony, and she was happy to be accepted by every pony. At first she thought that she would not be accepted at all in the capital. While walking around in some shops, she started thinking about Twilight. For her, Twilight was a good friend who helped her a lot. Not only thought of her as a thought of her made her heart beating faster, a feeling warm. She thought that it was just a feeling. She didn't think much about it anymore. Meanwhile, Discord was at Fluttershy's cottage for their regular tea party. Discord felt nervous, but at the same time overjoyed that he was getting married. I'm looking forward to getting married to Luna, said Discord. She's so happy to have you, said Fluttershy. Yes, I'm also happy to have her in my life. I have been thinking maybe the wedding could happen in a month, though I need to talk to Luna about it, said Discord. She might like the idea, said Fluttershy. Both enjoyed the tea party. Meanwhile, River Knight sits in the castle garden and relaxes. She still thinks about the feeling she got every time she thought about Twilight. She realized then that she had fallen in love with Twilight. She was wondering if she should say it to Twilight, but she didn't know how Twilight would take it all. River Knight is afraid that Twilight wouldn't like her anymore. She then chose not to say anything. She thought emotion would disappear over time. A little later, she sits in the library with Twilight and plays cards while her parents sit and talked. I think it's probably time to go to bed, said Luna. I agreed since it's midnight, said Twilight. Every pony said goodnight to each other, although River Knight lay awake thinking of Twilight. Even though she was trying to sleep, although it took her almost an hour to fall asleep. The next morning at breakfast, every pony was talking about the wedding. We had decided to have the wedding in a month, said Luna. It sounds good and it will give us plenty of time with planning, said Twilight. Celestia might hold a party to celebrate Luna getting married, said Spike. I can probably do that, said Celestia. It will be fun, said Spike. I think so too, said Luna. A little later, Luna and River Knight said goodbye to Spike and Twilight at the train station. River Knight felt her heart beating faster as she saw the train disappear beyond the horizon. Time passed, and everything was as usual at Ponyville until noon, when Spike went to the door after someone knocked. He was surprised to see River Knight at the door. River Knight, what are you doing here? He asked. Hi, Spike. I'm here for visit, said River Knight. Can I come in? Sure, said Spike. River Knight steps in and was immediately surprised by the inside of the castle. Then Twilight with Starlight was just surprised to see River Knight. River Knight, what are you doing here? She asked. I want to see Ponyville and your castle after hearing a lot about it from it, said River Knight. You're always welcome. Let me introduce Starlight Glimmer. She's a friend of mine. Nice to meet you, said River Knight. The same goes to you, said Starlight. Spike, can you give River Knight a tour while I take care of some small things with Starlight? Of course, said Spike. Twilight and Starlight left them through the gate. Are you ready for your tour? Said Spike. Yes, I'm ready. Meanwhile, Spike showed the different places in Ponyville for River Knight. So be so curious to see the city. After the tour, River Knight used to roam the city while Spike returned to the castle. River Knight had chosen to stay overnight. She had a good time with Ponyville, meeting her friends and spending time with them. The same night, she sits and plays cards with Spike and while Twilight talks to Starlight. River Knight chose to go to bed early at 11 p.m. She lays in her bed. She thought of Twilight. Seeing her smile made her blush, feeling warm inside. She tried to tell herself the feeling would disappear. After an hour, she had fallen asleep. The next morning, River Knight sits with Spike and eats breakfast since Twilight had already eaten and was at school. Did you sleep well last night? I slept pretty well, said River Knight. Are you going home today? Yes, I am. You're always welcome back, said Spike. River Knight smiled at Spike, who smiled back. After breakfast, River Knight took a small walk before going to the train. She stopped at the trains at the park to relax. While there, she saw many happy couples who made her feel unhappy, that she wanted to tell Twilight about her feelings, but she held back her tears. While after a while, she went back to the castle to retrieve her bag. Twilight and Spike accompanied her to the train station. They gave each other a hug. Even then, River Knight felt her heart beat faster and faster. After she got home, she couldn't stop thinking about Twilight. A week later, Discord was with Fluttershy for the tea party. How we used to have the tea party outdoors. Yes, we have a nice weather, so it was good we used to have it outside, said Discord. Fluttershy looked at Discord with a smile. How do you feel about the wedding? I'm both nervous and happy. I think Luna is nervous. Fluttershy smiles and laughs. I think so too, said Fluttershy. Because the wedding will happen in a month, said Discord. A lot of work to be fixed in order. Discord took a sip of tea while watching Fluttershy. That's right, and tomorrow Luna and I will go to Rarity to try the suit and a dress for the wedding. It will go well, said Fluttershy. Yes, but it's important with that, said Discord. Have you decided where to have the wedding? Yes, we were thinking of Cantlot. We all will help. We really appreciate it, said Discord. Discord and Fluttershy continued to enjoy each other's company. At some time in Cantlot, River Knight sits in the castle garden, wondering if she should tell Twilight about her feelings. Is everything okay? River Knight asked Celestia. River Knight turned around and saw her aunt Celestia standing by her. Well, everything is fine, said River Knight. Celestia sits down next to her. River Knight is quiet and looks at the clouds, as does Celestia at the same time. I can't believe Mom and Dad really are getting married, said Rivenite. Yes, it's like a dream come true from both, said Celestia. Both remained at the castle garden for a while before Celestia would take care of some other duties. Already that night, Rivenite sits in her bed thinking about Twilight. She would like to tell Twilight about her feelings. The next day, Luna and Discord were in Ponyville to try their dress and suit. "What do you think about this suit?" asked Rarity. Discord looks and turns in a mirror. "I think it looks good," said Discord back. "I agreed because it looks so elegant in you," said Luna. "Yes, I take it," said Discord. Good choice. "Now let's see the final dress for you, Luna," said Rarity. Luna follows Rarity while Discord hovers on the spot. 20 minutes later, Luna arrives at Discord. "What do you think, honey?" Discord looks up and sees Luna in the white dress. "You look absolutely wonderful." Luna blushes, smiles at Discord, who smiles back at her. "Thank you. You're just too nice." "Ready? I'll take the dress." "Of course, darling." After leaving Rarity's shop, they decided to visit Twilight for a couple of hours. "Have you sent out any invitations?" Spike asked. "We have," said Discord. "Every pony had announced will come," said Luna. "That's good," said Twilight. In the following weeks, Canterlot Castle was kept ready for the wedding. The night before the wedding, Spike had an arranged party at the castle in Ponyville. He invited Big Macintosh, Shining Armor. Spike had planned first role-playing hour, while they having a party. Twilight, Celestia, Fluttershy, and Applejack had a party for Luna in Canterlot. "What should we do now after playing?" asked Shining Armor. "We're going to have dinner," said Spike. "Discord can produce your favorite dishes," said Spike. Discord snapped at his paw, and every pony's favorite food appeared in front of them. "Before we eat, I want to say something," said the Shining Armor. "Discord, to see you marry Luna is something special. To share life with the one you love the most of all," said Shining Armor. "For that, I wish you all the best," said Shining Armor. "Thanks, Shining Armor," said Discord. "Cheers for Discord and Luna." "Cheers," said every pony. "Do you have anything else planned?" asked Shining Armor. "I thought the comic club," said this Spike. "It sounds like a good idea," said Shining Armor. "Yup," said Big Back. They left the castle after dinner and went to the comic club. Meanwhile in Canterlot, Luna had a party with Celestia, Fluttershy, Twilight, and Applejack. They had a nice time at the castle. "Are you looking forward to getting married tomorrow?" "Of course," said Luna. "Discord is happy to have you." "Thank you, Fluttershy. I appreciate it." "A cheers for Luna and Discord," said Twilight. "Cheers," said every pony. They sat and enjoyed eating the good food, talking to each other. At 10 p.m., Spike and the others decided it was time to go home since the wedding was tomorrow. "Good night, Spike." "Good night, Discord." Although Discord was happy, he was a little nervous about the wedding. Even at Canterlot, Rivenite stands on the balcony watching the night sky. She was happy for the tomorrow and would look a while before she fell asleep. The next day, it was full up at in Canterlot. "Make sure everything is in order." "Of course, Your Highness," said the servant. "Where's Discord?" "He hasn't come yet," said Shining Armor. "Where is he?" "Probably left in Ponyville with Spike," said Shining Armor. Twilight writes a message to Spike. Meanwhile, in Ponyville, Spike and Discord are getting ready to leave when then a letter pops out. "A letter from Twilight?" She wonders if we are on the way. Spike wrote a back message back. They sent off to Canterlot, where they saw all the preparation while Luna and Rivenite were getting ready. Dad is here now, so you don't have to worry, Mom, said River Knight. It was good to hear, said Luna. While they were getting ready, River Knight took care of to look how everything went with the preparations. When she saw Twilight with Celestia, by next to Twilight stood a stallion with a colt. She thought he was a friend of Twilight, but everything changed. So this is your fiancé, Star Tracker, and your son Winter Comet? Asked Celestia. That's right. When Raven Knight heard it, she was shocked. She had no idea that Twilight was engaged already. She snuck away without Celestia or Twilight seeing her. Now she didn't know what to do, but chose to be happy for her parents to arrive an hour later. But now Disco stood with Spike as his best man by his side. How do you feel? Asked Spike. Good, but nervous. You can handle it, said Spike. Just then the door opened, and in came the Flower Girls who were the CMC. After them, Luna joined the company of Shining Armor. When Discord saw Luna, his heart beat in his chest faster. He smiled at Luna and Discord, and she stood by his side. Dear mares, tentacles, and other creatures, we gathered this incredible day to witness a marriage between Luna and Discord, whose love is undoubtedly strong, and we have gathered here to decide as they tie the bonds in happy marriage, said Celestia. Luna smiles at Discord, who smiles back at her. Both felt an incredible love of warning at the moment. The groom has really something that he wants to tell you, said Celestia. Discord looked at Luna with a smile. Since I saw you love the first time a long time ago, I knew I had fallen in love. Even when I found out we had a daughter together, my feelings for you became stronger again. Because even then I knew that we were meant for each other. My love for Luna is incredible. She is beautiful as the moon, with eyes glittered as stars, said Discord. Luna began to cry when she heard it. It was beautiful, said Celestia. Do you, Discord, take Luna to be your wife, promise to love her in love and dear desire? Asked Celestia. I do. Do you, Luna, take Discord to be your beloved husband, promise to love him in need and desire? I do. Then I will explain you to husband and wife, and you can kiss the bride. Discord leaned forward and gave Celestia a kiss, and every pony started cheering from both. River Knight stood crying tears of joy for her parents. Later, outside of the castle, went to the party that Pinky had arranged. All the guests had a good time talking to newlyweds, while River Knight stood watching from a distance. She saw how happy Twilight was with her fiancé. River Knight felt heartbroken, even though she tried to look happy. Hey, are you okay? River Knight turned around and saw that it was Winter Comet who was standing there. I am, said River Knight. You look sad, said Winter Comet. I'm just happy for my parents. Are you sure about that? I'm sure. Forgive me, I had not had introduced myself. My name is Winter Comet. I am the son of Twilight and Star Tracker. I know. My name is River Knight. It's a beautiful name. Thank you. It made River Knight blush a little. When she looked at him, she realized he was handsome. Maybe you want to dance with me? I would like that. They both went to dance just like Discord and Luna danced their first dance together. When River Knight danced with Winter Comet, she couldn't help but smile and blush when she danced with him. She also felt warm inside. During the party, Luna and Discord could see how much fun their daughter had with the comet. She seemed to be happier with true words than River Knight had fallen in love with Winter Comet. I think your daughter has gone and fallen in love, said Luna. Yes, it seemed like it, said Discord. A little later, it was time for Luna and Discord to go on their honeymoon, and they were going to Saudi Arabia for a honeymoon for about a week. But before they left, they talked to Twilight and Star Tracker. Rivenite, can you come here? I come in, Dad. What is it? Your mother and I have decided that you can stay with Twilight while we are on our honeymoon. It made Rivernight smile and her heart beat a little bit faster. It sounds like a good idea. I wish you luck and have fun on the honeymoon. Thanks, darling, said we will, said Luna. As all they said goodbye to Luna and Discord, Twilight and her family returned to Ponyville with Rivernight. Since it was still bright outside at 7 p.m., so Rivernight and Winter Comet took out a walk together. When they were at the park, they stopped at the fountain, and there was a sound, and Rivernight felt against her throat and found an arrow. Just a second, Winter Comet found another pale dart. But just before they could do anything, both fell to ground. Then, two ponies stepped forward from some bushes. They walked up to Rivernight and started dragging her. What will you do with another one? said the pony. Leave him. It is her we want looking for, said another pony. Winter Comet could see how the ponies were dragging Rivernight into a carriage before losing consciousness.